Oh, that's the three orb formation that we caught. Yeah, that one got my attention because they were flying. See how there's three of them? They were flying forward all together in that position that you see them, and then only the middle one was moving like you're saying. So that is odd. If they were balloons attached to a string, then the middle one would be affecting the outside ones, and they would all be getting jolted around. But you see the outside ones are stationary, while only the middle one is moving back and forth while they were flying forward together.
Well, yeah, it's pretty cool, Faust. So that's an interesting catch. I'm going to pull up the other video here just in a sec, but there's this balloon mimics that the aliens are now mimicking balloons, and people are posting up these balloon videos, and they're saying, well, it's an alien craft just posing like a balloon. What do you got to say about that?
I have seen some weird stuff with tethers, but I just never like to post the footage that I catch of that stuff because, I don't want to feed the skeptics or the trolls or the people that are just going to deny it. So I like to stick more to the anomalous footage that will completely have nobody talking against it. But I have seen some videos of stuff with tethers that do some things that completely point away from the idea of them being balloons. But if it looks too close like a balloon, then I just don't touch it.
Yeah, that's a good call, Fausto. Let me pull up your other video. And this one's called Mass UFO Sighting in East LA. And let's see, there's a bunch of people looking up on the streets, and they see this some kind of black plasmic orb in the sky. Is this what you're talking about?
No, that's one that we caught in East LA. The one I was talking about earlier is the first link I sent you. The very first link.
Okay, this one is from the Inquisitor Mass UFO Sightings Fleet. Let me get to that.
Yeah, that
okay,
was, that one's
I'm pulling that up.
They post about it.
The truth
that
is coming, correct?
That was the one I was telling you about. Yeah, that was the one I was telling you about that was making the constellation shape, the 12 orbs.
Great. November 7th, 2015. And a lot of people are watching this video. And I'm glad that we're going to be able to share this on Third Phase. You know what, Fausto? We're going to be sharing some of your videos. And if anybody out there wants to reach out to Fausto and check out his events in Los Angeles, he always does these things. And people show up. It's Fausto UFO. So definitely check it out. Bring your cameras and see how things play out. Because, UFO hunting like these guys do, they have some great equipment. They capture some things. So, Fausto, hey, thanks a lot for sharing. We'll be sharing your videos and your link to your YouTube channel. All right, Fausto. That was Fausto Perez. Good material, good videos, and he's got the crowds showing up and getting the word out. Let's get to another caller, and right after this one, we're going to go to break and take some other callers from around the world. 757, you're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome to the show.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Hey, going pretty good. A lot of people calling in, videos, submissions, alien abduction stories, Friday night radio. Man, I was
just listening to you talking to Fausto. I actually wanted to share my YouTube channel with you. I've been catching some pretty crazy stuff, dude.
Oh, yeah? Okay, man. Well, let's hear it. I'm going to pull up YouTube right now. We're all over the place on YouTube tonight. That's awesome. Okay.
Man.
Let me pull it up. What's the name?
My YouTube channel name is UFO Bro. Literally, it's just UFO BRO.
UFO Bro. That's cool. Let's pull it up. That's original.
Yeah, it is. But I have the latest video I just posted. It's called Spirit Orb UFO Morphs and Opens Up. I filmed this from Newport News, Virginia. And I actually see them right outside my house. I don't know if you've heard of Robert Bingham. I'm sure you have, but I learned pretty much learned how to summon them, I guess, from him, the orbs. And,
UFO Bro, is it called UFO Scorpion, Automatic? Which one should I look for?
picture, it's kind of like an orb opening up, kind of.
Well, I'm having unfortunately that's not coming up. This was an automated one by YouTube, so that's weird.
I'm trying to think. Could I send it to the link to your last thing you posted? Could I send the link to your last post on YouTube? Your last video?
Yeah, you could try. Might not be the best way. Go to my About page, and I have a email address on my YouTube channel. You could contact me there, okay?
All right. Well, while I'm doing that, I'm going to tell you about this orb. So I've been seeing them for about 2 or 3 weeks and, like, really noticing them. And I really started trying to, like, talk to them or whatever. And last night I was trying to talk to them, and I have a really good camera. I have a Nikon D3300, and I have a 200 millimeter lens on that. So I get pretty good shots of them. And I've never seen orbs like morph. I asked the orb to like come closer or like show me how it looks or whatever, and it like opened up almost like a flower, and it showed like this blue energy inside of it. I can't even really explain it. The only way I can really explain it is like when you see other summoning videos, and sometimes the balloon shaped anomalies or whatever, like sometimes they kind of show this inside part of it, and it's like either dark or like, it's really hard to explain, but for some reason I feel like it showed me inside of it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like I opened my heart to it, and it like opened up back to me, if that makes sense.
You know, yeah, these orbs are a phenomenon. We get a lot of orb photographs, and we had one submitted just within the show. But, yeah, a lot of them, you know, are questionable, and there are a lot of them. So when there's a lot of something, you know, there's a phenomenon going on. And maybe they're spiritual, interdimensional beings, spirits, hard telling, but, you know, they're out there. Let's get to another caller, and thanks for calling in. We're going to go to area code 503. Hey, thanks for calling in to Third Phase of Moon. You're live. 503 just dropped out. They get scared when they go live sometimes. 812, how about you? You there? Third Phase of Moon, you're live.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you. How you doing?
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing great. My name's Gabriel.
Hey,
I've had a lot of different experiences in my life.
Okay.
And you know, you're probably more interested in UFOs, right?
What kind of experiences have you?
Well, I'll tell you. If I'll tell you one. Okay. One time, me and my friend. This has been back in probably 1993, New Albany area, Indiana, and we were camping in Greenville. And we were heading back. We had to come back and get bait and stuff. And when we come back through there, it looked like the moon. It was hot pink, like glowing hot pink. And I looked at it out of we was driving this old 79 4-door truck, and I was looking out of it, and then it disappeared. And I thought, you know, I thought, well, maybe clouds went in front of the moon or something, you know. And then we traveled about a quarter mile more, and this huge glowing pink light was right in front of us, man. And I started to slow down. I was going to stop and get out. It looked like the Aurora Borealis or something. And
wow,
my
cool.
friend, it was amazing, man. And I don't know how I don't know if other people reported this, but it was like the only other story I've ever heard like that was one frightening story about where they found some people that aged real fast, and they said that there was a hot pink light in the area where that happened. But then as we started traveling under it, it shimmered and just was completely gone. And then when we got down to New Albany exit to take New Albany out over the skies of Louisville, it lit up like pink like that again. It was the strangest thing that was one of the strangest things I've ever encountered. I don't know if it was some kind of a natural phenomenon or what it was, you know. But it wasn't a craft. I mean, it was obviously like something, I'm not sure, man. Have you ever heard anything like that?
Well, you know, I hear a lot of things. What do you think it was, man? Because you know what aircraft looks like. You know what weather balloons.
This definitely did not look like an aircraft of any kind. It looked like, because it was moving like, you know, we first seen it, it was probably way out in the sky, like miles, you know, and then in a matter of a second or 2 seconds, you know, I don't know how long it was we traveled. We was doing probably about 70 mile an hour, you know, so to where we drove underneath it, it wasn't very long at all. So, I mean, I don't know I'm not sure how it moved around and stuff, but that was just one thing I wanted to tell you. But I had another experience. If you're interested in listening to it, it's more of a UFO thing.
Oh, yeah, big time. Let's hear it.
All right, listen to this, okay. Now, I don't know why this happened to me at this particular time, but I was going through a divorce, okay, and I was really suicidal, and I was really down on my emotions and stuff, and me and my son are driving down the road, and we're arguing with each other. And I didn't know enough to know to you know. You there?
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Oh, that's all right. But anyway, all of a sudden while we're arguing, it's like something draws my attention. That's the strange part about it, is it drew my eyes to it. And it was something that looked like it was a UFO, but it didn't have glass or metal like the body. It looked like you just welded a bunch of beautiful, shiny stainless steel poles together, and it was flying towards where we were coming up. It was going to meet the road right where we were at, about 100 foot off the ground. And I looked at him, and I said, "Hey, stop." I said, "Look, do you see that?" And he goes, "Yeah, I see. What is it?" And it was traveling about, it was shaped like a diamond, like some kind of a strange geometric shape. And it did not look like anything was flying it. It didn't look like it had lights. Of course, it was daylight. But and this is down by Fort Knox, and you know, sometimes I wonder about craft down there, but this, I think, was like something very spiritual and symbolic, because whenever it hit the road, like where we was at, it bounced and trajected like a 45-degree angle, and I'm talking about sped up to probably from 50 mile an hour to 500 mile an hour and arced over the trees. It was so fast, I lifted my rear end come up off the seat. That I was like, you know. And then the strange part of it was it disappeared, you know, right after that. And he looked at me and he goes, "You know, I think we need to go down and I'll hang out with you tonight." And I said, "Yeah, let's do that. Let's go down here." And it was a week later probably, and I thought, that changed our moods that we were in. It literally changed the way we were talking to each other and everything. Like it was emotionally connected to us, you know, and what we were going through.
Wow. So it was like you were all experiencing the same thing.
Yeah, we both just was drawn to this thing, and it was absolutely, I mean, if you ever seen anything that moved straight in a straight line and then bounced like it was, well, it was like a cartoon or something, like it was on a rubber band that you couldn't see. And then it just bounced, man. And I'm talking a speed so fast that it covered 2 miles in a tenth of a second. I mean, it was just so fast that you wondered, did I really see that? But I remember seeing the shape of it. It looked like shiny stainless steel poles, like welded together into a diamond shape. And I wonder if it was a symbol or something, and that symbol that we see, you know, changed our attitudes towards each other. I mean, it was amazing.
I bet, yeah, I've seen the exact same thing in 1977 approximately. And these things bounce, they take 90-degree turns, they leave a trace. Did it leave a trace of light as it kind of followed?
Absolutely, it left something, yeah. Yeah, just for, not no time, but.
Yeah, it was just like almost, you know how when you do sparklers and you zig it back and forth? It's something like that, but even faster. Those traces don't.
If you got one more second, I'll go into even a greater story than that. 2 weeks later.
We got one more story. This is Third Phase of Moon. Roll with it, and then that's it. Go for it.
All right. Okay, check it out. 2 weeks later, we're still kind of going through this turmoil. You know, we're doing a little bit better. I mean, because that changed the way we were feeling about each other and everything, and it was getting better. Well, he and his mother and his brother was driving to their house one night 2 weeks later, and this is within 5 miles from where we were at when we seen that, whatever it was, And they were at night this time, and she said she's seen lights that looked like football field lights that she knew were never there. She said it looked like they were huge. And they came up on this thing and literally stopped and rolled the window down on the car, and this thing's floating 100 foot off the ground. And she said it was about 3 times as big as my Silverado pickup truck, okay? And it's floating here, and it flips upside down, and they said all 3 of them witnessed to me that it opened 7 bright lights on it. And I remember my stepson telling me that the lights were so bright that if they hit your eyes, it would blind you immediately. He said it was like a welder, you know. And then she said it flipped. It rolled 180 and then rolled again, and then took off from like 2 mile an hour to like 1,000. I mean, just zipped away. And I had 3 witnesses there.
And none of them didn't know what it was.
No. And they knew. She said it was so big, like the lights were so bright. She said she thought they were like building a football stadium or something there, you know. And this is just out in the middle of the country. I mean, and she really was scared when she called me on the phone. She said she sounded like she seen a ghost. She said something strange, man. She said, I've seen something really, really strange tonight. And I talked to all 3 of them, and me and my dad even rode down there and looked around. You know, I do think there's strange aircraft around that area in Fort Knox, military's over there, and I wonder sometimes if they don't have some stuff they play around with, you know. I'm not sure about that, you know.
Yeah, they got stuff. They're playing around with reverse Elling technology they have it in their back pocket, and they're using it, and they're testing it, sharing it bit by bit to the world. This caller that just called in, 3 incredible stories within the past 5 minutes. Some people have a lot of encounters, and some people don't. But if you look hard enough and you keep diligent, looking up in the sky, looking for strange things, you'll see something. I guarantee it. And you might be calling Third Phase of Moon next. Let's get to the next caller. 226. You're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome to the show.
Hey, man. How's it going?
Hey, going pretty good.
My name's Stan, anyway. I wanted to call in. I've been listening for, probably the past 4 or 5 months at least to everything, watching it all. I think you guys are doing awesome, man.
Hey, thanks a lot. Stan or Dan?
Stan.
Hey, Stan. Right on. Stan the man's with us, Third Phase of Moon. Stan, have you ever seen a UFO?
I haven't honestly seen one myself, but I did have something I did want to say. There's a couple guys there that were talking about how when they were abducted or something that they thought it was like Casper the Ghost.
Yes. Okay,
well, when I was really, really young, probably around 6 years old, 7 years old, when I would go to sleep at night, I had my own room, and I have 3 other brothers who had their own rooms as well, but every night for probably at least 3 weeks to a month, I would wake up in the middle of the night, and I would have this white hand in my face, and then sometimes it would walk away, and it's weird how how these guys said this thing about Casper, because I didn't really watch Casper in that, but it was almost like a ghost to me, you know. And I wanted to call and say that because I don't know if I was abducted, but hearing those stories, man, really made me want to call and say I kind of want to find if that happened.
That's cool, Stan. Hey, Stan, that's awesome. You know, because we got a F1 here. He's experienced the exact same thing that you've experienced in its own sense. Maybe, at least the similarities between this Casper phenomenon is quite interesting. F1, we got to keep this short, but I bet you just heard the caller, Stan. He's here. If you got any questions, bounce real fast. We got a few minutes.
How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it wasn't like Casper to me, you know. I can't really say it was Casper, but Man,
no, but it's a thing you can relate it to.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, like the thing is like I would be so scared. I would like cringe into my bed, and I would just like pull the sheets over me and like just cry, and I would fall back asleep, and it would be so quick that I fell back asleep that, you know, it makes me think now that I'm older, like, and hearing you guys say that, like, man, maybe I did get abducted too, you know.
Yeah, I could tell you the same thing, brother. You're right on the track, and I have, believe me, you have a big family here, but same with me. I would get so freaking inside myself because I never freaking understand. And what I used to do is pull the sheets over my freaking head. I could still feel them for a second, and then the next thing you know, it's morning. It's so same thing, exactly the same thing here.
Wow, that's amazing collaboration over the past week with this phenomenon of the similarity that you could kind of reference to an alien being. Casper kind of comes to mind over 3 witnesses the past week have stated this. Stan, hey, thanks for calling, and I appreciate you sharing your possible encounter. You never know, right?
It seems like might take it further and see if I can a memory regression or something.
Yeah, think about it. Think about what if you want to go down that. If you keep experiencing Casper, you definitely will want to do that. Stan, hey, thanks a lot for calling in.
Hey, thanks for having me. I tried to call last week too. I wanted to say, but I guess you said 226, and I don't know, it didn't go on. I said hello a few times, but I wanted to have this conversation last week. But
Absolutely.
But thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Stan. Thank you. And I'm glad we got to you. And, you know, this phenomenon is real, people. The phenomenon is real. So people need to wake up that we're not alone, that people are on a daily basis, thousands of times a day, people are experiencing this. They just don't report it around the world. They don't want to even share it with their friends or family. But sometimes, Third Phase of Moon Radio, every Friday, people call in and share it for the first time, and that's quite incredible. We'll be back next week, Friday, taking your calls from around the world. People, keep your eyes on the skies. We're not alone. I want to thank everybody. I mean, everybody from around the United States that called in from coast to coast, explaining and sharing real-time UFO phenomenon. Our prayers out to San Bernardino. Subscribers out there, thank you. You're the best people out there that spread the word. Spread the word that Third Phase Moon is a place to share what's going down in regards to this. Blake